All right, well, it's lunchtime, so you know what that means. It's another Todd Talk. Yesterday I was talking about my first West Coast tour, meeting a movie star, having lunch or dinner with her, and which still I tell people that today, and I tell my wife that, and I say, guess what? You kiss the lips that kiss the lips of her. So she just rolls her eyes. She thinks I'm an idiot. I got a great wife. I had another wife back actually when I was on the drill team, and she was a pain in the ass, and that was 20 years worth of pure hell. So I got an awesome wife now. She just rolls her eyes at me because she knows I'm crazy. But anyway, I keep talking about the inspection team and how it relates to the rest of the drill team, and a lot of people just don't know what that means. So I'm going to assume that you have, by this point, watched the entire sequence, the entire drill. Okay, I'm sure there's plenty of videos to watch. So at the end of the drill, all 24 Marines are lined up on a long line. Okay, and they do 3 spins, and then they're in a standing position of attention. At this point, the rifle inspector, he's behind the entire platoon, and he marches out, and he gets, he starts from the big end, and he, snaps his head to the left and starts walking down a straight line like he's looking for somebody he wants to inspect. And he'll stop about between the 6th and 8th guy, and he'll stop, he'll turn around, and then thus begins the inspection part of the drill. And so it's really awesome. There's a lot of really cool rifle manuals, maneuvers, spins, exchanges. It's pretty cool. My second year, I actually was standing next to one of the guys who was getting inspected. And what's nerve-wracking is when the drill instructor, when the rifle inspector tosses back the rifle to him, it's like it's coming right at my head because of the way it spins off his shoulder. And so Rodriguez, he was the guy, he had to catch it. And like there's many times he caught it, like if he hadn't caught it, it would have hit me right in the head. So that was my contribution to the inspection team, because I damn sure wasn't on it. Anyway, when you're watching this, everybody's fascinated by the first guy being inspected. You're like, wow, this is the coolest thing ever. What you don't know, what you're not paying attention to, is on the other end of the long line, there's 2 Marines side by side who were slowly removing their bayonets. Okay, very, very slow motion to where it's not going to draw attention, because what they call the single inspection. After that's done, rifle inspector, tosses the rifle back. He starts taking off down this line again, and then thus begins the second part of the inspection, which is what they call the mirror or the double. I think we call it the mirror inspection. Anyway, what you have at this point is, it's really kind of hard to describe. You just need to go watch it. But basically, it's the rifle inspector and 2 other Marines involved in this, and it's like the coolest thing you ever saw. I mean, we just thought it was the coolest shit ever. And people ask me, how do you get on the inspection team? Well, for one, you have to be like exceptional already, okay? Because the rest of us are just doing the normal, drill. The guys on the inspection team, we didn't see them very much because they spend most of their time off together. They're like little 4-man teams, practicing nonstop. And of course, they do that entire inspection without bayonets, okay, because it's dangerous as hell. Anyway, so those guys are second year Marines. Of course, the rifle inspectors are 3rd year Marines, so they've been around for a while and they know what they're doing. Another fun fact: the inspection team, when I was there, wore leather gloves, and everybody else wore cotton gloves. Okay, so if you hear me talking about carrying water for everybody, the way to keep your grip on the rifle is to have wet or damp gloves. If you're not in the inspection team, if you got leather gloves on, not a problem. I did hear that everybody wears leather gloves these days, but back then you were just a mere peasant if you wore cotton gloves. And if you walk, like when I had to tote the water bucket for everybody, I made a mistake one time I wasn't really looking up. I was kind of just having my head down, carrying the bucket through the ranks. And I stopped by one Marine, and he looked at me like, "What the hell are you doing?" I said, I don't know." He goes, "I wear leather gloves. I'm on the inspection team, you piece of shit. Keep it moving." Yes, Lance Corporal. And I started going down the long line again. He popped me right in the back of the neck with those leather gloves. Hurt like pure hell. I saw like stars, you know, for a while. And but I think now they all wear leather gloves, which is probably a good idea. But they really thought they were extra special because they wore leather gloves. You know, it's little things like that that just made it all worthwhile, he said sarcastically. Anyway, what was I talking about? Yeah, inspection team. Okay, so they have 2 inspection teams. Depending, and sometimes we'd have 2 or 3 shows in a day, so they would alternate. You know, one rifle inspector would do his thing, then like later on that day or that night, the other one did his thing. They always rotated because you just can't. This it wears you out. So that's how that works out. Okay, so it looks like in the illusion is they want the whole crowd to believe that the rifle inspector could just pick anybody, that we all can do this, but it's part of the show. All right, and that was that. So anyway, I wanted to clear that part up, and of course those guys, they shaved those rifles down to where they just had the bare minimum. I mean, they'd cut the spring down, so when you pull the lever back, it would, sound really badass when they slam that bolt open. Wow, everybody's like, oh my god. And of course, the rifles had these little metallic butts on the stock. What do you call these damn things? Just like a little metal butt plate. Thank you, butt plate. And of course, we also had because there's times where your rifle hits a deck when you're doing like order arm support. Boom, boom. It's like a 3-count movement. Bam, and everybody supposed to be in sync, and so it doesn't have like a ripple effect. Everybody is in sync. You hear that slap on the rifle, then it comes down, then bam, everybody hits a deck at the same time. Again, go watch the videos. It's much easier to watch it and understand than me telling you. But so anyway, those guys on rifle inspection team, they had their rifles were super light because they needed to be. Anyway, West Coast tour. Remember I told you about the date I had with Movie Star yesterday, and the other thing that happened that year was I was guarding the rifles at San Diego, because you're also, if you're a first-year guy, you're just guarding the rifles all the time, unless they have an armory to lock them up in. We had like 5-6 rifle crates, and sometimes I just volunteered just because I just want to be left alone. But so it was like a Friday morning, and everybody's gone. I'm just sitting around in PT gear, me and another Marine, and here comes the freaking general of San Diego, a brigadier general, walks in our damn squad bay. I'm like, holy shit. So we just jump up to him. Hey, he's like cool as he can be. Hey guys, just relax. He goes, are you 2 guys with the drill team? Yes, sir. He goes, okay, cool. Keep in mind, I've been in the Marine Corps at this point not even a year. Okay, I'm a PFC. I hadn't even been in the Marine Corps a year yet, and I'm already, I'm on the drill team, and I got this brigadier general wanting to talk to me. It's crazy. So it was Friday, which means it's graduation day for the new Marines, and he wanted me and this guy, to see if we would be his guest of honor at the at the graduation. So, well, of course you're gonna say yeah, because it's a general, and I'm just a PFC. I'm nobody. So we get dressed up in our blue whites. That's what he requested, and we were his guest of honor at the graduation ceremony, sitting in the box with all these officers. And here I am, a brand new freaking Marine. The other guy, he's an 18-year-old kid. We were like, how the hell did this happen? So, and all these officers are looking at us like, how come you're sitting with a general? But he thought it was cool, and of course he wanted to show us off to everybody. Now, another cool thing that happened in San Diego was after we did our drill, and they basically dismissed us. Of course, all these drill instructors are like, it's like a wet dream for them, okay? Because this is what they get off on. And so this one drill instructor came and found Corporal Beasley, who I told you was a psychopath, and Beasley grabbed me and another Marine and wanted us to go over to these barracks and have a little private one-on-one with this platoon. So we did, and so the drill instructor had all these guys out on the quarterdeck, and we came marching in from the backside, and all military-like, and they're like oohing and ahhing, like literally like we're rock stars. And again, I'm a PSC, all right? I'm a nobody. I mean, I had just been in boot camp 8 months prior to this, and so this drill instructor, he wanted us to show off for his platoon, I guess for motivation. And so this happened a lot. But anyway, they wanted to ask us questions and stuff, and then they wanted to see what our rifles are like. Of course, keep in mind, these guys are using M16s, A2s at the time, and so they all lined up in three long lines, and we let them handle our weapons, and they were shocked. Every guy that held my rifles was completely shocked at how heavy it was. They could not believe it. And I guess it's like anything else. I wasn't like super built. A lot of our guys were lifting weights all the time. I wasn't that guy. I sat around with my buddies and chewed tobacco and looked at porno magazines and listened to country music all day. You know, and I just wasn't into the whole lifting weights thing. But some guys were like built. But it's like anything else. You know, you do this long enough, your body adjusts and it just becomes, you know, natural. So what was weird is I told you before that it was also we're a live infantry base up there, and we all had, you know, rifles assigned to us, M16s. So every time we got the M16s out to go do something, it was weird. It felt like a toy because we're so used to that M1. But anyway, these Marines, these recruits thought it was the coolest thing of all time. The drill instructor was just like tickled to death. They all, after we all dismissed, they came in and talked to us. They were just like, "Hey, you guys are awesome. Thanks for coming over." You're welcome. I mean, this is so weird. These are sergeants, staff sergeants with the little Smoky Bear cover. I'm still got PTSD from boot camp, and here I am on the drill team. So that's pretty much all the highlights for that West Coast tour. We went to a lot of naval air stations along the way, and I think Pendleton was the most fun, and also San Diego. 29 Palms was kind of cool because I got called a boot by a bunch of, you know, seasoned veterans, I guess. And I remember one guy, we had been dismissed. We had met Sonny Bono. We're just standing around, and this platoon came marching by. I guess they're all going back to their little area, and somebody goes, "Hey, boot, here's the real Marine Corps." And I'm just like, you have no idea what I deal with on a daily basis. I'll probably be getting my ass kicked later on. So yeah, go ahead and enjoy your real Marine Corps, you son of a bitch. And so that was that. And after we went to Memphis, that was our last leg on the West Coast tour, and some naval air station there. And we picked on some sailors. You know, they were those little Cracker Jack hats. I don't know what they're called, but they make damn good frisbees. And I remember this one goober came walking by, wanted to know what we were doing. We were just practicing because a lot of times we had downtime, especially us new guys. We're practicing like nonstop. I'm trying to get better. I'm afraid of losing my spot. And so I remember this goober sailor walked by, had glasses on, the whole thing, and he had his little Cracker Jack uniform on. And we're talking to him, and one of my other buddies snags his hat off and rolled that thing up real tight and slung that joker. It went for a while, man. I was impressed at what a good frisbee those things make. But then this other Navy sailor babe, really good-looking girl, came by, and she was watching us for a while. Then one of my guys had a tattoo on his arm. They got talking about tattoos, and she said, "Oh, I just got a tattoo," and she's got like an F-18 Hornet jet tattooed on her back. Girl pulls up her shirt, titties flopping, and turns around and shows us her tattoo. Like, very impressive. Thank you very much for that show. And she's, "Oh, you're welcome, and have a good day." And that was that. I mean, it's weird shit happened. I guess, I don't know. It's the military. So after that, well, the West Coast tour was over. Okay, keep in mind, I told you before, we had the color guard with us and the drum and bugle corps. Okay, and the drum and bugle corps, these guys, like I said, that's their entire job in life, is to play horns and beat on drums. And like I say, they're super good at it, but they're also arrogant assholes. And like a lot of these guys were gunny sergeants and staff sergeants, and so they've been there 15, 20 years. So they would kick us off. We had these jets we flew in, these DC-9s, and some of these guys have been, I guess, sitting in the same seat for 15 years, and they'd kick us right the hell out. If we got on the plane before they did, they'd just kick us right out of their seat. Because some of these seats wouldn't lay back. All right, so if you're on a long trip, it sucks ass when you're having to sit in this straight-up seat the whole time. So they would just say, hey, boot, get your ass down there. I'm thinking to myself, screw you, freaking hornblower. But he outranked me, so what do you do? Anyway, that's all I had to say about that. Because next up was going back to D.C. and getting ready for parade season, and that's when my career in the drill team took a nasty turn for a while. That was a rough part of the year, so I'll get that later on. Anyway, have a fantastic day.